there's ultimately no objective standard for things like that.
What's the game? The game is a game of arguments.
I don't know what you mean, Foreman.
It's a game of intellect.
And the plan will still be done, then you
learn more than you do in any other academic experience.
Testing your wits against other people.
If I told you that we weren't here because we wanted to win the NDT, then I would be lying to you.
Okay, next question.
Most people don't really care about changing the world, they just like to fight about it.
At the National Debate Tournament, 78 teams made up of 2 students each will face off in 8 preliminary rounds. A team must have at least 5 wins to qualify for the elimination rounds, which are seeded and bracketed, much like the NCAA basketball tournament. Each debate takes just under 90 minutes and consists of a series of constructives or statements, followed by cross-examinations and rebuttals.
Okay, that's not the question. I'm not asking you about your net benefit. How do you engage them?
According to the debate experts, this year's NDT is as wide open a field as any in recent years. The 6-seeded Wake Forest Demon Deacons have 3 duos in the hunt and are led by seniors Jamie Carroll and Brad Hall, who took home top honors at a University of Kentucky tournament earlier this year. Another team on top of its game is the defending NDT champion from Northwestern. Seeded 4th, senior Josh Branson won the tournament last year and has added junior Noah Chestnut as his partner.
Who do I think is going to win the tournament? Northwestern. It's a really good team, and I think people kind of expected them to have an even superior year than they've already had this year with winning tournaments, and they also have the home field advantage. It seems like they have a really good shot.
They are just plain good.
Northwestern.
Velociraptor. Their argument that this is a contradiction turns their argument about rationality.
I think what makes Josh Branson particularly good is it's not just that he's fast, and it's not just that he has a lot of cards, but he's also very persuasive.
Where there is no regional power, there's no way for countries to stably fill in vacancy. There would be transition wars in the interim that would escalate. No evidence, no offense, no chance.
You gotta beat the man to be the man. Ric Flair used to say that, a real hero of mine. I think that it's gonna be real hard to knock off Branson. He's as smooth as butter, and he's smarter than anyone should be.
If one team is going to knock off Branson and Northwestern, it could be 3rd-seeded Harvard, which boasts this year's top-ranked individual speaker, Michael Klinger. If there's a rivalry here at the NDT, it's Harvard and MSU. The Spartans' senior duo of Ryan Burke and Casey Harrigan are ranked #1 in the country and are prepared to bring the NDT trophy home to East Lansing. It's the final rounds of the 2006 National Debate Tournament at Northwestern University. There are 8 teams remaining in the tournament, and the cream is rising to the top. They represent Emory, Dartmouth, Harvard, Wake Forest, Michigan State, Berkeley, and Wayne State, who are taking on the returning champs, Northwestern.
They are really screwed here. When I say ongoing war, I want you to write this down again, because that is what we say in our plan text.
Your plan text says that until the Republic of China ceases its war against Tibet. Do you have any evidence that says anybody thinks there is a war going on?
Yeah, I read evidence from in the 2AC, the Sloan evidence, as well as the Cuomo evidence.
It says policymakers say that the U.S.
We're not policymakers. That's the point.
The decision is a 4-1 for the affirmative from Wayne State.
In a shocking upset, the defending NDT champ is ousted 4-1 by Wayne State. The debate career of Northwestern's Josh Branson has come to a bittersweet end.
It's awful because people don't ever get to debate again. But there's a side to it that's really wonderful, and that's that the community really shows its appreciation that it has for the senior debaters who've put their whole lives and their college careers into debate, and I think that's what makes the debate community so special.
Next is Harvard versus Wake Forest in a battle to move into the semifinals.
And 2 of countervailing dues were applied that quickly solve energy substances. They're like dissolvents you have to when you would presume that it doesn't do the inside cause a rally around the flag effect. The gut effect.
Which of your solvency cards talk about CVDs on the oil sector?
I think those are.
Any of them? Do you have evidence that China sells oil to the U.S.? Any solvency evidence for this case at all?
Well, no, the subsidization.
No? Okay, next question.
The decision is a 3-2 for Wake Forest.
It's after midnight at the NDT. This final round marathon marks what could be the most grueling day in any collegiate competition.
Welcome to the final round of the 60th Annual National Debate Tournament. The debate will be between Wake Forest University on the affirmative and Michigan State University on the negative.
Look, we read this Gord Emerson in the tweet that says you have to prove it's incompatible. If you can think of some way that Bush could not be elected and the plan would still be done, then you have a moral obligation as a policymaker to not vote for it. It's all on the U.S. market parking.
We have a decision on a 6-1 decision. The winner is the negative.
After a marathon 17-hour day, Michigan State's Casey Harrigan and Ryan Burke have defeated Wake Forest's Jamie Carroll and Brad Hall. Michigan State, physically and mentally exhausted, stands alone as champion of the 2006 National Debate Tournament.